Welcome you to my YouTube channel. Hi guys, I am Ololade Koka and this is TOC, where we feel the vibes and enjoying the cruise. I am super excited to have you guys here with me, and today I have an amazing personality, and when I mean amazing, I mean amazing. He believes he's an action guy, because the distance between whatever you want and it depends on the amount of action you put in it. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only Pius.
Thank you very much for having me here.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Today we would be talking about character assassination, because you can't deny the fact that it's either you are the assassinator or you are the one being assassinated. Avoid your character actually. Stay tuned guys as we catch the cruise together. Character assassination, it's a usual thing everywhere. You can find it in churches, in mosques, families, gatherings generally. So I feel character assassination is a common mistake. I see that as a mistake because it's your own mistake to see as an impact. Because what you heard about me and you just judge me, you never see me before, but you feel I'm not approachable, I'm too proud and shit like that. So tell us, what do you feel about character assassination?
Thank you. Well, first of all, I think you're approaching it from the angle of the person who does not know, but the person actually doing the character assassination makes a deliberate attempt, because character assassination is something that is planned. It is done out of intent, out of maliciousness, or in quote, wickedness. So the person who is doing the character assassination is deliberately spoiling the image, tarnishing the image of the other person to gain selfish either pleasures or to see the downfall of the other person. So it now becomes or behoves on the other person who is being told the false story to either accept it or want to know by his or herself if what is being said is true or not. So I feel that the other person might not, in quotes, be the one assassinating the character. He's the one receiving the information. So it's the person who is passing the false information that is assassinating the character.
Okay, I'm putting this direct to the public generally, that I can tell a lot about you on how you see or talk about somebody else, because it is you or how you feel. Like for example now, seeing you alone now and decide to just talk about you speaks a lot about me. Maybe I don't know you from nowhere and I'll be like, that guy is he can speak English too much, so please, he's not approachable, he's not somebody you can meet for help or something. But then again, what do you feel?
Yeah, okay, so I see it this way also. Sometimes we trust the let's say judgment of our friends, in quotes. So you and I can be friends, for example, because of the time we've spent together, the whole social space that we've shared. I tend to likely listen to you when you say something, and then if you say Mr. A is proud, is arrogant, is rude, is insulting, the tendency that I would likely believe you is high because we've spent time together, and that's why where you said something that it's been a mistake might come in, but it becomes very low of me to take your word full when it's someone's character that is being talked about. So that is where the self-worth of the other person comes in. So you are telling me about how A or B is maybe a sadist, a very arrogant human being. I don't know this person for sure. I cannot tell of these things that you are stating. So I'm not supposed to take all what you've said about that person's character, hook, line and sinker. Supposed to say, okay, I don't know this person. Because of that, I cannot speak on that person's character. But the moment I accept that, I am joining you in assassinating that person's character.
Yeah. Okay, now let me say this to you directly, and let's do to cash cruise. Are you supposed to be defensive of yourself? Like now, if I say that guy, I know him, Joe, and I some people they can approach you and tell you, why are you so rude or something? Why are you like this? Are you supposed to defend yourself? Like, I don't care. Yes, I did it. Yet no, or anything.
I have had experiences where when I've been walked up to and they said, Pius, you are so arrogant, you are so rude, you are so full of yourself. And sometimes I keep quiet, I let it go, and sometimes I tend to ask, okay, what is the difference between being proud and having self-esteem? What is the line? Like, how do we identify someone who has self-esteem, who knows what he or she is worth, and then someone who's just relatively proud? I think that's the line. Now some people don't understand this line, and I admit that sometimes I would say that I did come across as being arrogant. But then arrogance, if you check the basic definition, it's possibly when you are looking down at other people, feeling that you are at an advantage position or place. So if I don't feel any of these at the times that I've been accused of being proud, I don't think it's pride for me. But then someone who has gone to say, oh, that pious, he's too proud, he's too full of himself, the person has, based on face level conversations that we've had, has concluded and shared that information to some other person who possibly from a distance sees, oh, that boy, let's say he actually resembles person we go dey proud, and then the person accepts it too. So that's what I think happens in such a case.
So what do you feel about celebrities or public figures?
That's a different.
Okay, like let me tell you guys a story about Tenny Makanaki, the entertainer. She came on social media, Snapchat especially, to say a friend of ours broke up with her boyfriend, blah blah blah. So because of that, she hated the boy. So now it's love season, they are back together. I didn't know if you said that. So they are back together, and now the guy is not talking to her. And the guy did something funny. He sent money to all the girls' friends except Tenny. And she's bad now. She's like crazy now. That why you know go send me money because I inherited an enemy, and now they are friends. Sure you get. So what do you feel? Is she just human or she overdo am?
I think she was human there, and many friends are guilty of this. Like I said earlier on, because we've spent social times in our social space, we've created time for ourselves and we've spent that time together. So the tendency that you don't like someone and might just not like that person, and that was what happened to Tenny. But then that's a big lesson a lot of people should learn. When two friends are in a fight and you are coming in that fight, you're not coming to pick a side. You're either coming to bring them together or remove yourself and try to be as neutral as possible. I have been in cases where I picked a side and it wasn't good. So that's a lesson. You should not pick a fight, and that's why she's facing, or she faced whatever she faced. She picked a side. She took or inherited a friend's enemy. Now that friend is now friends with the so-called enemy. And now she's not the enemy. So I really don't feel sorry for her. It's just a lesson that we should all learn. If you're going to be an enemy to a friend's enemy, then you should know that you're going to carry that cross. The best thing is just to be neutral.
That's cool. Okay, do you think there's a thin line between character assassination and rumors?
So as a student of communication, rumor is the absence of truth. When there is no truth, that's when rumor goes around. So if the truth is there, there's no space for rumor. It's just it. Now the thin line between rumors and character assassination, when the true, so let me use you and I for example. I could spread a rumor about Mr. A because you don't know anything about Mr. A that might be false or true. Now when there is no way for you to connect or verify if Mr. A, the things I'm saying about Mr. A is true or not, then it can be classified as a rumor because you haven't or cannot verify. But if you have a clear way to verify that person's or what I'm saying about that person, and it's false. Remember, character assassination is the deliberate attempt to attack the person's character, say things that are obviously off or wrong about the person, while a rumor might necessarily not be an assassination of the person's character. It could just be a gist, something about the person that you've not heard before. Another grammar for rumor is gist. So it could just be that. While character assassination is a deliberate attempt to hurt that person by attacking the person's character. It really does damage. So that's, I think it's very different.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm going to be telling us things we should try and avoid in character assassinations. I know for sure you have to not conclude on what you hear about somebody. You don't need to make your research, but okay, yes, I don't hear, let peace reign. But you don't have to give yourself the whole stress to say, because you say he's a bad person, yes, he's a bad person, I won't do anything with him, I don't want to be fine around him. And again, show me your friend, I'll tell you who you are, stuff like that. No, you don't have to judge like that. That was one. Then two, you don't have to inherit other people's enemy. You understand? Yoruba should say that Anja we dey call him say we no go greet ourselves. Sure you get. Because my friend has an issue with this person, does not mean I can't be a call away for this person. So don't inherit enemies. Thank you. And yeah, what do you think? The two things I said.
Well, I mean, you hit the nail on the head as far as I'm concerned. Do not inherit enemies. And you also said something that struck, that we are quarreling or fighting does not mean that we cannot talk.
Sure,
I could tell you that A, B, I'm upset with you, I'm angry with what you said, but that does not mean you still will not talk. If I need this from you, I could text you, hey, Ololade, I need this, I need this, I need that. You could still attend to me, and I'm not talking to you. Move on, move out. Conversation must keep going, even when you're not talking to each other or when you have fights. So the two things you said struck for me. Do not inherit enemies. Our quarreling does not mean that we cannot talk.
Yeah. And again, guys, don't use your children as a weapon of war. Yeah, you know, right? Because God can actually bless your children through your enemies. So
I think it happens a lot in our climate.
There are instances a lot. Maybe like you want a job, you work in somewhere and be like, maybe your mama put me on top, that kind of stuff. So please, don't use your children as a weapon of war. Right?
Yeah, I mean, our parents do it. We're not talking to this. We can't travel, we can't this, we can't that, and that happens a lot.
And again, guys, don't gang up to hate someone. Don't join because it's a clique. My clique don't talk to this clique. I will talk to you. Assassination is something we should try and avoid to live a healthy lifestyle. Rumors are being carried by haters, spread by fools, and accepted by idiots. Thank you for having us today, Pius. I hope if we call you some other time, you would answer us.
Definitely.
Thank you. This is Ololade Koka. I love you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Feel the vibes and enjoy the group.